Hey, yo, 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 what is poppin' YouTube? It's your boy Ashen, yet again, coming back at you for another YouTube video. Like always, we're gonna be ranking some Marilyn Manson, as promised. I'm gonna keep this short and sweet, and my parents are going to sleep, so I gotta try and keep it down. So hopefully you can hear me alright. So yeah, let's just get right into the juice here, folks. We got the S, A, B, C, and D tier. And we got the studio albums only here. I don't really think there's a bad Marilyn Manson album. I really like Marilyn Manson for what he does. I've been a fan of his music for quite a long time, like 3 or 4 years maybe. Everyone practically knows Marilyn Manson. He's very popular, and he's got a lot of good albums. And I am excited to really get into this. I'm gonna keep it short and sweet. So yeah, let's get right into the juice here, folks. Right now we got Hollywood. Hollywood is going in a solid A tier for me. Nothing bad to say about this album. I mean, it's got some bangers on here for sure. Disposable Teens, I bop to that. Um, there's also a lot of good ones on here too. I'm trying to think of some. Oh my god, some songs on this record other than Disposable Teens, but there's also the fight song. The Nobodies is also a classic. I don't know why I stuttered or stumbled on that, but I mean, yeah, it's just a solid record. Nothing much to say. It's in the A tier for me. This is Marilyn Manson at his peak, my opinion. Up next, we got Antichrist Superstar. Now, all Marilyn Manson fans should know that is an instant S tier. Antichrist Superstar is his best album. Um, and I feel like that is the only album that is going to be in the S tier. Um, it's just got classic after classic song on this, and this is the first Marilyn Manson record I picked up when I was first started getting into him. Who could forget Beautiful People, Tourniquet, Irresponsible Hate Anthem? There's just so many good songs on this one. My favorite song on this record is The Angel with the Scabbed Wings. Now, that song will get me headbanging in no time. And yeah, I feel like that's his best song. That's my personal favorite of mine, Angel with the Scabbed Wings. It's on this record, and just everything on this record is just awesome. So yeah, moving on. And then we got Smells Like Children. Now this is a follow up to his debut album, Portrait of American Family. And now I'm gonna say that's just gonna be a solid B tier for me. I actually like old school Marilyn Manson. However, I mean, even though these are just extra, I feel like these are just extra tracks off of Portrait of American Family. This was released a year afterwards, um, but it did have the that cover of the one song "Sweet Dreams Are Made of This." I feel like that was like the first song I ever heard like by Marilyn Manson. I don't know where I was at the time, but yeah, I mean it's just nothing bad about it. I mean, I just say it's very middle of the road. It's not his best, I must say. And since we're talking about Portrait of American Family, it's gonna go hand in hand right next to that. Um, these two albums, they're very solid, very raw. Marilyn Manson. I mean, industrial elements weren't necessarily incorporated into these albums yet, um, but later on he would. But this is just old school Marilyn Manson, which I just really like. So it's just going in the B tier for me. So very solid. And then we got Born Villain. Now, I believe. I mean, I'm not saying this is a bad record, but I feel like this is his worst record that he's put out. That I've listened to. I mean, this is just a very boring record in general. I don't think it didn't really catch my attention when I started listening to it. Um, but I mean, it's not horrible by any means. But it's just not his best, and I feel like that's just the worst that he put out. I mean, any Marilyn Manson fan would appreciate all of his work, and I appreciate all his work that he's been doing. But I don't know. Born Villain doesn't really strike a chord with me. It's going in the D tier. Pale Emperor. Now I'm going to strike some controversy on this one. Pale Emperor, I feel like is a really good record. Tempted to put it in the A tier, but I'm going to put Pale Emperor in the B tier. Solely because I don't think I don't think it like has the qualities of these albums, which we'll get into later. But again, I feel like it's just very middle of the road for me. Nothing really special about this record. It's just another good record that he's put out. I think this came out in like 2015, I believe. But Killing Strangers, I absolutely love that song. Um, Definitely bop to that. I don't really think there's any negative qualities about this album. It's just, Marilyn Manson later on in his career, which I don't mind. So it's just going in the B tier. And then we got the high end of low. Now this is where Marilyn Manson decided to revamp his career a little bit. This is where he was kind of falling off along with Born Villain, but I don't really think it's as bad as Born Villain. I'm gonna put it in the C tier. Very average. Nothing much to say about it, but it's got a lot of good songs on here. It's very aggressive. Like it definitely feels like old school Marilyn Manson at some points in this record. I'm trying to think of songs off this record. I'm trying to really think. The opening track on this one, I forgot what it was called. I think it was called Devour. It's pretty good. Um, Pretty as a Dollar. It's pretty good. Running to the Edge of the World. Four Rusted Horses. I mean, it's just I don't know. There's some bangers on here. It's definitely not bad by any means, but I don't really think that it's his best. Kind of like with Born Villain. It's not. I would rank it above Born Villain. I'm just gonna leave it at that. Now we got Eat Me, Drink Me. This isn't really a bad record at all. I feel like this is going. I think this is going. Actually, I actually really enjoy this record. Actually, I'm gonna put it like hand in hand next to Pale Emperor. Nothing really bad about this record. I was just listening to this today at school, actually, as a matter of fact. Fun fact, but um, Heart Shaped Glasses. I love that song. It's probably one of my favorite Marilyn Manson songs out there. Um, there's a lot of other good ones on here too, but I mean, it's not definitely a very middle of the road for me. I don't really think this is a classic in the Marilyn Manson discography by any means. I just really enjoy it. I definitely caught myself listening to this in my late middle school, early high school years. Oh, and not to mention the opening track, If I Was Your Vampire, was pretty good too. But yeah, that's all I gotta say about Eat Me, Drink Me. Then we got his newest album, Heaven Upside Down. Now, I feel like this is a step up from Pale Emperor. I'm gonna put it behind Hollywood. This is just some more new Marilyn Manson for you. It's very dark. I remember there was some hype for this album a couple years ago. Definitely not a bad record by any means. It's got some okay songs on here, but I mean, I feel like it's a very solid record for him. Kill Me was pretty good, or Kill For Me. I'm sorry. And it's got I think the even the title track Heaven Upside Down was pretty good, and Revelation number 12 wasn't a bad opener, I must say. It's very atmospheric at times, I must say, this album, which I kind of like about some albums, and music in general. I just like how the atmosphere it's been set, and this album nails atmosphere, I must say. But yeah, this is looking awfully weird. I would rank new Marilyn Manson over old school, but I bop to it. I love all Marilyn Manson. Okay, don't get me wrong. Moving on. Now we're getting down to the nitty gritty. We got Mechanical Animals. Now this is definitely a classic in the Marilyn Manson discography. It's going in the A tier. Now, this record again, there's nothing wrong with this record. This album absolutely slams or slaps. Very good songs on this one too. The Dope Show, who can forget that? Um, Coma White, was also a pretty good one. Great Big White World was also pretty good. Um, Rock is Dead. I bopped to that. There's just nothing bad about this record. I would put it in S tier, but I said before, nothing can top Antichrist Superstar, so it's going in the A tier. Mechanical Animals is a classic for Marilyn Manson. And then we got the Golden Age of Grotesque. Now I feel like this is the album where he definitely peaked in his career. I mean, Marilyn Manson was uber popular around this time when this came out. I feel like that should go behind Hollywood, as a matter of fact, and above Heaven Upside Down. Now, there's definitely a lot of bangers on this one too. However, Hollywood definitely takes the spotlight away from Golden Age of Grotesque. I actually kind of like to compare that they're almost exactly the same thing, but I don't know. I feel more Hollywood better than Golden Age of Grotesque. Man, I'm stuttering a lot, but you get what I mean. It's definitely not a bad record for sure. Mob Scene was pretty good. This is the new shit. Who can never likes that song? There's just I don't know, plenty of bangers on that. But yeah, there you have it, folks. That's my Marilyn Manson tier list. Love it or hate it. Let me know what you think, Lily. I know you requested this, so yeah. Peace out, homies.